Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Exodus 21-25, Proverbs 28, and Psalm 31. Let's get started. Here are the laws you must explain to the people of Israel. Suppose you buy a Hebrew servant. He must serve you for 6 years. But in the 7th year, you must set him free. He does not have to pay anything. If he does not have a wife when he comes, he must go free away. But if he has a wife when he comes, she must go with him. Suppose his master gives him a wife, and suppose she has sons or daughters by him. Then only the man will go free. The woman and her children will belong to her master. But suppose the servant says, I love my master and my wife and my children. I don't want to go free. Then his master must take him to the judge. His master must take him to the doorpost of his master's house. His master must poke a hole through his servant's earlobe into the doorpost, and he will become his servant for life. Suppose a man sells his daughter as a servant. Then she can't go free as male servants do. But what if the master who has chosen her does not like her? Then he must let the man buy her back. He has no right to sell her to strangers. He has broken his promise to her. What if he chooses her to marry his son? Then he must grant her the rights of a daughter. What if her master marries another woman? He must still give the first one her food and clothes and sleep with her. If he does not provide her with those 3 things, she can go free. She does not have to pay anything. Anyone who hits and kills someone else must be put to death. Suppose they did not do it on purpose. Suppose I let it happen. Then they can escape to a place I'll choose. But suppose they kill someone on purpose. Then take them away from my altar and put them to death. Anyone who attacks their father or mother must be put to death. Anyone who kidnaps and sells another person must be put to death. If they still have the person with them when they are caught, they must be put to death. Anyone who asks for something bad to happen to their father or mother must be put to death. Suppose 2 people get into a fight and argue with each other. One hits the other with a stone or his fist, and the person who was hit does not die but has to stay in bed. And later that person gets up and walks around outside with a walking stick. Then the person who hit the other person will not be held responsible, but that person must pay the one who has had the time spent in bed. The one who hit the other person must be sure that the person is completely healed. Suppose the person beats their male or female slave to death with a club. That person must be punished, but they will not be punished if the slave gets up after a day or 2. After all, the slave is their property. Suppose some people are fighting and one of them hits a pregnant woman. And suppose she has her baby early but is not badly hurt. Then the one who hurt her must pay a fine. The woman must pay what the woman's husband asked for and the court allows. But if someone is badly hurt, a life must be taken for a life. An eye must be put out for an eye. A tooth must be knocked out for a tooth. A hand must be cut off for a hand and for a foot. A burn must be given for a burn, a wound for a wound, and a bruise for a bruise. Suppose an owner hits a male or female slave in the eye and destroys. Then the owner must let the slave go free to pay for the eye. Suppose an owner knocks out the tooth of a male or female slave, and then he must let the slave go free to pay for the tooth. Suppose a bull kills a man or woman with its horn. Then he must kill the bull by throwing stones at it. Its meat must not be eaten, but the owner of the bull will not be held accountable. But suppose the bull has had the habit of attacking people. And suppose the owner has been warned but has not kept it fenced in. Then if it kills a man or woman, you must kill it with stones. The owner must also be put to death. But suppose payment is required of him instead. Then the owner can save his life by paying what is required. The same law applies if the bull wounds a son or daughter with its horns. Suppose the bull wounds a male or female slave. Then the owner must pay the female slave's master about 12 ounces of silver. He must kill the bull with stones. Suppose someone uncovers a pit or digs one and does not cover it. Then suppose an ox or donkey falls into it. Then the person who opened the pit must pay the animal's owner for the loss. The dead animal will belong to the person who opened the pit. Suppose someone's bull wounds a neighbor's bull and it dies. Then the owner and the neighbor must sell the live one. Then they must share the money of the dead animal equally. But suppose people knew that the bull had the habit of attacking. And suppose the owner did not keep it fenced in. Then the owner must give another animal to pay for the dead animal. And the dead animal will belong to the owner. Suppose someone steals an ox or a sheep, then suppose that person kills it or sells it. Then the thief must pay back 5 oxen for the ox, or the thief must pay back 4 sheep for the sheep. Suppose you catch a thief breaking into your house at night, and suppose you hit the thief and the thief dies. Then you are not guilty of murder. But suppose it happens after the sun has come up. Then you are guilty of murder. Anyone who steals must pay for whatever they steal. But suppose the thief does not have anything. Then the thief must be sold to pay for what was stolen. What if the stolen ox, donkey, or sheep is found alive with the thief? Then the thief must pay back twice as much. Suppose someone lets their livestock eat grass in someone else's field or vineyard. Then they must pay that person back from the best crops of their own field or vineyard. Suppose a fire breaks out and spreads into the bushes. Suppose it burns, cut and stack grain or grain that is still growing. And suppose it burns the whole field. Then the one who started the fire must pay for the loss. Suppose someone gives a neighbor silver or other things to keep safe, and suppose they are stolen from the neighbor's house. The thief, if caught, must pay back twice as much as it was stolen. But suppose the thief is not found, then the neighbor must go to the judges. They will decide whether the neighbor has stolen the other person's property. Suppose you have an ox, donkey, sheep, or clothing that does not belong to you, or you have other property lost by someone else. And suppose someone says, "That belongs to me." Then both people must bring their case to the judges. The one the judges decide is guilty must pay back twice as much to the other person. Suppose someone asks their neighbor to take care of a donkey, ox, sheep, or any other animal. Then suppose the animal dies or gets hurt. Or suppose that it is stolen while no one is looking. Then the law will be settled by promising the Lord to tell the truth. Suppose the neighbor says, "I didn't steal your property." Then the owner must accept what the neighbor says. No payment is required. But suppose the animal really was stolen. Then the neighbor has paid the owner back. Or suppose it was torn to pieces by a wild animal. Then the neighbor must bring in what is left as proof. No payment is required. Suppose someone borrows an animal from their neighbor and it gets hurt or dies while the owner is not there. Then the borrower must pay for it. But suppose the owner is with the animal, then the borrower will not have to pay. If the borrower hired that animal, the money paid to hire it covers the loss. Suppose a man meets a virgin who is not engaged, and he talks her into having sex with him. Then he must pay her father the price for a bride, and he must marry her. But suppose the father absolutely refuses to give her to him. Then he must still pay the price for getting married to a virgin. Do not let a woman who does evil magic stay alive. Put her to death. Anyone who has sex with an animal must be put to death. Anyone who sacrifices to any god other than the Lord must be destroyed. Do not treat outsiders badly. Do not give them a hard time. Remember, you are outsiders in nature. Do not take advantage of widows. Do not take advantage of children whose fathers have died. If you do, they might cry out to me. I will certainly hear them, and I'll get angry. I'll kill you with the sword. Your wives will become widows. Your children's fathers will die. Suppose you lend money to one of my people among you who is in need. Then do not treat it like a business deal. Do not charge any interest at all. Suppose your neighbor owes you money and gives you a coat as a promise to pay it back. Then return it by sunset. That coat is the only thing your neighbor owns to wear or sleep in. When they cry out to me, I will listen, because I am loving and kind. Do not speak evil things against God. Do not curse the ruler of your people. Do not keep for yourself your grain offerings or wine offerings. You must give me the oldest of your sons. Do the same with your cattle and sheep. Let them stay with their mothers for 7 days. But give them to me on the 8th day. I want you to be my holy people. So do not eat the meat of any animal that has been torn by wild animals. Sow it to the dogs. Do not spread reports that are false. Do not help a guilty person by telling lies in court. Do not follow the crowd when they do what is wrong. When you are a witness in court, do not turn what is right into what is wrong. Do not go along with the crowd. Do not show favor to a poor person in court. Suppose you come across your enemy's ox or donkey wandering away. Then be sure to return it. Suppose you see that the donkey of someone who hates you has fallen down under its load. Then do not leave it there. Be sure you help them with it. Be fair to all your poor people in their court cases. Do not have anything to do with a false charge. Do not put to death people who are not guilty of doing anything wrong. I will not let guilty people go free. Do not take money from people who want special favors. It makes you blind, but to the truth. It twists the words of good people. Do not treat others badly. You yourselves know how it feels to be outsiders. Remember, you are outsiders in Egypt. For 6 years plant your fields and gather your crops, but during the 7th year do not plow your land or use it. Then the poor people among you can get food from it. Wild animals can eat what is left over. Do the same thing with your vineyards and your groves of olive trees. Do all your work in 6 days, but do not do any work on the 7th day. Then your oxen and donkeys can rest. The slaves born in your house can be renewed, and so can the outsiders who live among you. Be careful to do everything I have said to you. Do not speak the names of other gods. Do not even let them be heard on your lips. 3 times a year you must celebrate a feast in my honor. Celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. On the 7th day eat bread made without yeast, just as I have commanded you. Do at the appointed time in the month of Aviv. You came out of Egypt in that month. You must not come to worship your God. Worship me with your hands empty. You must celebrate the Feast of Weeks. So bring the first share of your crops from your field. Celebrate the Feast of Booths. Hold it in the fall when you gather your crops from your field. 3 times a year all your men must come to worship me. I am your Lord and King. Do not include anything made with yeast when you offer me the blood of sacrifice. Suppose the fat from sacrifices is left over from the feast. Then do not keep until morning. Bring the best of the first share of your crops to my house. I am the Lord, my God, your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. I am sending an angel ahead of you. He'll guard the way you along the way. He'll bring you to the place I have prepared. Pay attention to him. Listen to what he says. Do not refuse to obey him. He will not forgive you if you turn against him. He is my full authority. Listen carefully to what he says. Do everything I say. Then I will be an enemy to your enemies. I will fight against those who fight against you. My angel will go ahead of you. He will bring you into the land of the Amorites, Hittites, Perizzites, Canaanites, Hivites, and Jebusites. I will wipe them out. Do not do what they do. You must not bow down to their gods or worship them. You must destroy the statues of their gods. You must break their sacred stones to pieces. Worship the Lord your God. Then he'll bless the Lord your God. Then he'll bless. Worship the Lord your God. Then he'll bless your food and water. I, the Lord, will take away any sickness you may have. In your land, no woman will give birth to a dead baby. Every woman will give birth. Will be able to have children. I will give you a long life. I will send my terror ahead of you. I will throw every nation into a panic. I'll throw every nation you meet into a panic. I'll make all your enemies run away. Turn their backs and run away. I'll send hornets ahead of you. And they will drive the Hivites, Canaanites, and Hittites out of your way. But I will not drive them out in just 1 year. If I did, the land would be deserted for you. There would be too many wild animals for you. I will drive them out ahead of you little by little. I will do that until there are enough of you to take control of the land. I will make your borders secure from the Red Sea to the Mediterranean Sea. They will go from the desert into the Euphrates River. I will hand over to you the people who live in the land. You will drive them out to make room for yourselves. Do not make a covenant with them or with their gods. Do not let them live in the land. If you do, they will cause you to sin against me. If you worship their gods, there will certainly be a trap for you. The Lord said to Moses, You and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel must come to worship the Lord. Do not come close when you worship. Only Moses can come close to me. And the others must not come near. And the people may not go out with him. Well, Moses went out and told the people all the Lord's words and laws. They answered with one voice. They said, We will do everything the Lord has told us to do. And Moses wrote down everything the Lord had said. Moses got up early the next morning. He built an altar at the foot of the mountain. He set up 12 stone pillars. They stood for the 12 tribes of Israel. Then he sent young Israelite men to sacrifice burnt offerings. They also sacrificed young bulls as friendship offerings to the Lord. Moses put half the blood in bowls. Then he splashed the other half against the altar. Then he took the book of the covenant and read it to the people. They answered, "We will do everything the Lord has told us to do. We will obey him." Then Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people. He said, "This is the blood that puts the covenant into effect. The Lord has made this covenant with you and keep it with all these words." Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and the 70 elders of Israel went up. They saw the God of Israel. Under his feet was something like a street made out of lapis lazuli. It was as bright blue as the sky itself. But God didn't destroy those Israelite leaders when they saw him. They ate and drank. The Lord said to Moses, "Come up to me on the mountain. Stay here. I'll give you the stone tablets. They contain the law and commandments I have written to teach the people." And Moses and Joshua, his helper, started out. Moses went up on the mountain of God. He said to the elders, "Wait for us here until we come back to you. Aaron and Hur are with you. Anyone who has a problem can go to them." Moses went up on the mountain, and then the cloud covered it. The glory of the Lord settled on Mount Sinai. The cloud covered the mountain for 6 days. On the 7th day, the Lord called out to Moses from inside the cloud. The people of Israel saw the glory of the Lord. It looked like a fire burning on top of the mountain. Moses entered the cloud as he went up the mountain. He stayed on the mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. The Lord said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel to bring me an offering. You must receive the offering for me from everyone whose hearts move them to give. Here are the offerings you must receive from them: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and bright red yarn and fine linen, goat hair, ram skins that are dyed red, another kind of strong leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the lights, spices for the anointing oil and for the sweet smell of incense, onyx stones and other jewels for the linen apron and chest cloths. Have them make a sacred tent for me. I will live among them. Make the holy tent and everything that belongs to it. Make them exactly like the pattern I'll show you. Have them make an ark out of acacia wood. It must be just 3 feet 9 inches long and 2 feet 3 inches wide and high. Cover it inside and outside with pure gold. Put a strip of gold around it. Make 4 gold rings for it. Join them to its 4 bottom corners. Put 2 rings on one side and 2 rings on the other. Then make poles out of acacia wood. Cover them with gold. Put the poles through the rings on the side of the ark to carry. The poles must remain in the rings of the ark. Do not remove them. I'll give you the tablets of the covenant law. When I do, put them into the ark. Make its cover out of pure gold. The cover is the place where sin will be paid for. Make it 3 feet 9 inches long and 2 feet 3 inches wide. Make 2 cherubim out of hammered gold at the ends of the cover. Put one of the cherubim on each end of it. Make the cherubim part of the cover itself. They must have their wings spread up over the cover. The cherubim must face each other and look toward the cover. Place the cover on top of the ark. I will give you the tablets of the covenant law. Put them in the ark. The ark is where the tablets of the covenant law are kept. I will meet with you above the cover between the 2 cherubim that are over the ark. There I will give you all my commands for the Israelites. Make a table out of acacia wood. Make it 3 feet long, 1 foot 6 inches wide, and 2 feet 3 inches high. Cover it with pure gold. Put a strip of gold around it. Also make a rim around it 3 inches wide. Put a strip of gold around the rim. Make 4 gold rings for the table. Join them to the 4 corners where the 4 legs are. The rings must be close to the rim. They must hold the poles that will be used to carry the table. Make the poles out of acacia wood. Cover them with gold. Use them to carry the table. Make its plates and dishes out of pure gold. Also make its pitchers and bowls out of pure gold. Use the pitchers and bowls to pour out drink offerings. Put the holy bread on the table. It must be near my holy throne on the ark of the covenant law at all times. I make a lampstand out of pure gold. Hammer out its base and stem. Its buds, blossoms, and cups must branch out from it. They must be part of the lampstand itself. 6 branches must come out from the sides of the lampstand. Make 3 on one side and 3 on the other. On one branch, make 3 cups that are shaped like almond flowers with buds and blossoms. Then put 3 on the next branch. Do the same with all 6 branches that come out from the lampstand. On the lampstand, there must be 4 cups that are shaped like almond flowers with buds and blossoms. One bud must be under the first pair of branches that come out from the lampstand. Put a second bud under the second pair, and put a third bud under the third pair. Make a total of 6 branches. The buds and branches must come out from the lampstand. The whole lampstand must be one piece, hammered out of pure gold. Then make it 7 lamps. Set them up on it so that they light the space in front of it. The trays and wick cutters must be made out of pure gold. Use 75 pounds of pure gold to make the lampstand and everything used with it. Be sure to make everything just like the pattern I showed you on the mountain. Proverbs 28. Sinners run away, even when no one is chasing them. But those who do what's right are as bold as lions. A country has many rules when people don't obey, but an understanding ruler knows how to keep order. A ruler who treats poor people badly is like a panting rain that leaves no craft. Those who turn away from instruction praise sinners, but those who learn from it oppose them. Sinful people don't understand what's right, but those who worship the Lord understand it completely. It is better to be poor and live without blame than to be rich and follow a quick path. A child who understands what is right learns from instruction, but a child who likes to eat too much brings shame on his father. Someone might get rich by taking interest or profit from poor people, but that person only piles out wealth for someone who will be kind to poor people. If you don't pay attention to my instruction, even your prayers are hated. Those who lead honest people down an evil path will fall into their own trap, but those who are without blame will receive good things. Rich people may think they are wise, but a poor person with understanding knows that rich people are fooling themselves. When godly people win, everyone is very happy, but when sins take charge, everyone hides. Anyone who hides their sins doesn't succeed, but anyone who admits their sins and gives them up finds mercy. Blessed is the one who always trembles in front of God. Anyone who makes their heart stubborn will get into trouble. An evil person who rules over helpless people is like a roaring lion or an angry bear. A ruler who is mean to his people takes money from them by force. But one who hates money gained in the wrong way will rule a long time. Anyone troubled by the guilt of murder who seek to escape their guilt by death. No one should keep them from it. Anyone who lives without blame is kept safe, but anyone whose path is corrupt will fall into the pit. Those who work their land will have plenty of food, but those who chase dreams will be very poor. A faithful person will be richly blessed, but anyone who wants to get rich will be punished. Favoring one person over another is not good, but a person who will do wrong for a piece of bread. Those who won't share what they have want to get rich. They don't know they are going to be poor. It is better to warn a person than to pretend to praise them. In the end, that person will be more pleased with you. Anyone who steals from their parents and says it's not wrong is just like someone who destroys. People who always want more stir up conflict. Those who trust in the Lord will succeed. Those who trust in themselves are fools, but those who live wisely are kept safe. Those who give to poor people will have all they need. Those who close their eyes to the poor will see many curses. When those who are evil take charge, other people hide. When those who are evil die, godly people grow stronger. Psalm 31. Lord, I have come to you for safety. Don't let me ever be put to shame. Save me because you do what is right. Pay attention to me. Come quickly to help me. Be the rock I go to for safety. You be the strong fort that saves me. You are my rock and my fort. Lead me and guide me for the honor of your name. Keep me free from the trap that is set for me. You are my place of safety. Into your hands I commit my very life. Lord, set me free. You are my faithful God. I hate those who worship worthless statues of God, but I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and full of joy because you love me. You saw that I was hurting. You took note of my great pain. You have not handed me over to the enemy. You have put me in a wide and safe place. Lord, have mercy on me. I'm in deep trouble. I'm so sad I can hardly see. My whole body grows weak with sadness. Pain has taken over my life. My years are spent in groaning. I have no strength because I'm hurting so much. My body is getting weaker and weaker. My neighbors make fun of me because I have so many enemies. My closest friends are afraid of me. People who see me on the street run away from me. No one remembers me. I might as well be dead. I have become like broken pottery. I hear many people whispering. There is terror all around him. Many have joined together against me. They plan to kill me. But I trust in you, Lord. I say, you are my God. My whole life is in your hands. Save me from the hands of my enemies. Save me from those who are chasing me. May you look on me with favor. Save me because your love is faithful. Lord, I have cried out to you. Don't let me be put to shame, but let sins be put to shame. Let them lie silent in the place of the dead. Their lips tell lies. Let them be silent. They speak with pride against those who do right. They make fun of them. You have stored up so many good things. You have stored them up for those who have respect for you. You give those things while everyone watches. You give them to people who run to you for safety. They are safe because you are with them. You hide them from the evil plans of their enemies. In your house you keep them safe from those who bring charges against them. Give praise to the Lord. He showed me his wonderful love when my enemies attacked the city I was in. I was afraid and said, I've been cut off from you, but you heard my cry for your favor. You heard me when I called out to you for help. Love the Lord, all you who are faithful to him. The Lord keeps safe those who are faithful to him, while he completely pays back those who are proud. Peace from all you who put your hope in the Lord. Never give up. Now that's done, I shall now do the Lord's Prayer. Please bow your heads. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as you also forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For yours is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.